The film opens to a group of friends are having a party at the beach with some of their classmates because it's the first night of spring break. While one of the friends, Heather, is filming the party with her video camera. Two of the boys named Vance and Gilbert find a giant ball covered in a strange gooey substance. The party continues, with all party guests having to put their phones in a bag so the party can't be seen online. The next morning, two of the friends, Kaylee and Mitch, awake on the lifeguard building. Kaylee's boyfriend Jonah awakens in a nearby car next to a girl named Chanda. Chan and a topless girl named Marcia wakes up, having fallen asleep on a table. The rest of the teenagers, including Heather, are nowhere to be found, just a bunch of empty sleeping bags and beach blankets left in their place. Kaylee sees a bird get sucked into the sand. Marcia, who thinks Heather has stolen her top, goes to find her. Kaylee warns Marcia not to touch the sand, but she does so anyway. Marcia becomes visibly distressed when she can't move, so Vance goes to help her, but he finds that he can't move when touches the sand either. Both Vance and Marcia are gruesomely killed as their bodies sink into the sand. Jonah sees the cracked egg on the edge of the beach and concludes that whatever hatched from it has burrowed under the sand and killed everyone during the night, including Vance, Heather, and Marcia. The group cannot call for help as the phones are locked in the trunk of the car, so Mitch and Kaylee toss raw hot dogs at different ends of the beach to see how big the creature is. When one of the hot dogs doesn't sink into the sand, the group is hopeful, but realize it's way too far away to reach. Jonah takes two of his surfboards and makes a bridge to reach the table Marcia had slept on. Jonah makes it, but not before the creature has slashed his stomach, leaving a wound that starts to seep pus, revealing that the unseen creature has venom-tipped hairs. While he is injured, Jonah notes to the others that the creature won't go near the fireplace, indicating it hates fire. About an hour later, Ronnie and Chanda attempt to retrieve the phones from the trunk of the car, but it results in Ronnie getting her fingers stuck in the door of the trunk instead. Not long after, a beach patrolman named Alex, Jamie Kennedy, drives onto the beach. The group warns him not to touch the sand, but are shocked to see him unaffected, with Mitch realizing his shoes are protecting him. Alex, seeing the injuries inflicted upon Jonah and Ronnie, along with Gilbert stuck in the trash can, assumes the group is on drugs and taunts them. Alex drops his keys in front of the lifeguard tower, and when he attempts to pick them up, he ends up stuck as well. He uses his pepper spray, which temporarily saves him, but the shock on having lost his arm causes him to fall back down. And he is sucked into the sand and killed. Kaylee, however, manages to get Alex's spray. Mitch decides to get to the truck by putting his flip-flops on, spraying his feet and wrapping them up in towels so as to protect his feet. Chanda throws a towel at him, but Mitch falls over and breaks the banister on the boardwalk, causing him to fall. Mitch is then devoured by the sand creature in a gruesome fashion. Kaylee, after a brief moment of sadness, takes charge. She has Chanda take the broken pieces of the boardwalk and use them as a bridge to get to Jonah. Before they do that, the girls manage to pull Ronnie's broken fingers from the trunk and bind her wound. Gilbert cuts his stomach on the trash can when he attempts to move, alerting the creature. Kaylee, Chanda, and Ronnie all walk across the makeshift bridge to Jonah. However, Ronnie trips and, despite Kaylee spraying the area where she fell, is killed and sucked into the ground. Chanda then takes Mitch's plan to heart and ties towels around her feet and runs to the truck. She makes it and the group have a moment of happiness. Gilbert ends up being attacked by the creature, which kills him and sucks his body through the trash can. The creature also bangs against the truck, knocking Chanda unconscious. At nightfall, Chanda wakes up and recuperates. She gets to the back of the truck where a raft is. Chanda opens the raft up and uses it so Kaylee and Jonah can get to the car. Kaylee, Chanda, and Jonah manage to get across and get the car open. Jonah and Kaylee tell the other that they love each other. However, the ground shakes wildly, knocking Kaylee out of the open door and onto the raft. A long glowing tentacle shoots out from the ground, attacking Kaylee. Kaylee manages to get back on top of the car and takes two of the gas cans on it, and uses them to set one of the large tentacles on fire. Kaylee, Chanda, and Jonah lock themselves in the car as the creature's tentacles attempt to bash it. Eventually the attacks stop, and after a few minutes of silence, Kaylee and Chanda see that Jonah has died from his injuries, having finally succumbed to the creature's venom. The next morning, the girls are awakened by a man, Michael Huntsman, who asks them if they are okay. Kaylee and Chanda leave the car and walk on the beach, noting that the creature is gone. The man calls an ambulance as Kaylee and Chanda walk off the beach, both of them traumatized. In the final shot, the creature, revealed as an enormous venomous jellyfish, is seen under the water, headed towards crowded beach of Santa Monica.